Nationally, teachers report that nearly half of children who are entering kindergarten struggle with the transition to school. And because of that, there's obviously needs for resources and services that would make that transition easier and less stressful. And so what Ready Freddy does is it helps children and schools, communities, all together work on ways to make the transition to kindergarten less stressful. So they implement interesting and celebratory activities that make the transition to kindergarten an easier one. The other way Ready Freddy works is through kindergarten clubs, which are a series of 6 sessions where parents and children work with schools, and it entails kindergarten type activities and learning events that make, again, the transition process easier. And then the other way Ready Freddy works is it celebrates first day of kindergarten by having a big kindergarten kickoff. It consists of Ready Freddy working with volunteers like United Way, putting together a kindergarten event where there are lots of decorations, it's a festive environment, school staff are there, teachers, principals, other staff. Volunteers are there, Ready Freddy representatives are there, United Way volunteers are there, and everybody is excited and happy. There may be music, there are refreshments and balloons, and it's a way to say, welcome to kindergarten. We love the fact that you're coming to kindergarten. We want you there, we want your parent there, and we want you to understand that this is the first step towards long-term educational achievement.
One of the things that we learned as we began to speak with parents is that many of them had bad last experiences with school. As they tried to navigate the school system or re-enter into the school system for their own child, they weren't always welcomed in the way that they would like to be received, and that the paperwork and the entire process was much more difficult than they had anticipated. And for that reason, some parents delayed registering their kid and delayed kind of beginning this process. And so we had this opportunity that we had to take part in, that we'd actually meet parents where they're at. And one of those efforts was going out actually door to door to find out where parents were. One component of the Ready Freddy model that has been impactful is inclusion of the community in this process. What we've found and what was mentioned earlier is that as many as 50% of the kids were not in preschool settings, but those children are somewhere. Sometimes they're within family support settings, sometimes they're a part of YMCA or other community agencies, so including the community in this process was a way to help find that 100% of kids that will actually be entering into kindergarten.
A child might be coming from an environment where maybe they were home with a caregiver, one-on-one interaction, where now you're in this classroom between 15 and 30 people, and if it's something that they've never experienced before, it can be pretty scary, it can be pretty intimidating, especially if you've never met these other children before, if you've never met the teacher before, if you've never seen or been inside of the school before. All of that can cause a lot of anxiety. So with our friend Freddy the Frog here, his presence at events gets children smiling, it gets them a little more relaxed. Ready Freddy's giving out high fives and hugs and taking pictures, and just, for that moment in time, there's just a sigh like, everything is gonna be okay, because Freddy and people from the community, volunteers, and my teachers, school personnel, they're all here with me, supporting me. So instead of walking into school with tears, they can walk into school with smiles.